That was a long time to get to this stage of all of this, but what I want to look at, this is the one that's already up there, so we're going to set that as a target. We're going to turn off all this other nonsense. I don't know what, oh, I know what that is, okay. Turn off everything else and concentrate just on this. So what I want is I want to get my apoapsis up to the same apoapsis as this, which is 672.6 kilometers. But I want to do it in such a way so that this thing, once I have 8 of these satellites up here, so that this will be not pretty much in the middle of 2 of them. That's my challenge I'm going to give myself for no reason other than to just do that. Now, you can do that by just doing some, okay, so a little bit of thinking here. We're going to put 8 satellites up here. 360 divided by 8 is 20. Yep. No, it's 45 degrees. So I want my satellite to be 22.5 degrees from this satellite. Now, thankfully, Kerbal Engineer does give you something to help. So we're going to edit that second HUD, because I think that's where I have my, yes. Edit that second HUD. We're going to go to Rendezvous, and in here somewhere should be an intercept angle, please. I didn't find my stuff last time. Is it the transfer angle? Not the phase angle. I think it's the transfer angle is the one I want. Okay. So the transfer angle, if I am interpreting that correctly, and people were telling me I already had period up here. I still don't see period. Okay. Oh, there it is! Orbital period! Oh, for goodness sakes. Remember at the very beginning of this stream, I spent some time looking for orbital period. Okay, sorry, let me fix that so I know where that is, because I'm going to be needing orbital period very soon. There we go. Okay, orbital period right there. Okay, that's for later. Right now, where is my transfer angle? When your transfer angle gets down to 0, that means that you are in the right spot to intercept with your craft. When that transfer angle gets down to 12.5 degrees, that means you're in the right spot to be 12.5 degrees ahead of your craft. That's all it is. So this transfer angle will help me get, when I transfer up there, this all into the right spot. So what I want to do is just get an idea of how much time this burn's going to take. I'm not going to necessarily do it here. But this is, you know, that's the kind of burn I'm going to need to do. Actually, that's another way to do this too. I'm just thinking and oh shoot, I know another idea. This will get me into approximately the right spot. We're going to do a combination of maneuver node. Oh my gosh, I'm getting excited now. Let's put a maneuver node here. Oh. Maneuver node. Bring it all the way around to here. There we go. Okay, pop. I got a feeling I want to get the intercept. There it is. There's the intercept with my target. You can eyeball this to be, just get those two to be, you know, 12.5 degrees apart. If I grab this and go about, no, I gotta go this way. About here-ish? Oh my gosh, I can't tell if that's 12. I'm looking at the angle from this to this. I don't know, somewhere in there. Main reason I'm doing this, though, is to get an idea that it's going to take 27 seconds for me to do this burn. Split that in half, it's about 14 seconds. So what I want to do, this is going to be a disaster, I can tell. What I want to do is look at this transfer angle. I might have the wrong one because I'm noticing it's not changing. I have the wrong angle. And I should have looked at all this ahead of time. Okay, let's go back to Rendezvous. Transfer angle's the wrong one. Phase angle's just a flat out phase angle. I remember doing this a long time ago. Okay, I'm going to take transfer angle out because it's obviously not what I think it is. So it should be changing. Oh, the maybe that in phase angle. Let's put in the phase angle. Maybe it's when the phase angle gets to the transfer angle. So I want to be 12 degrees ahead of the transfer angle. I'm going to call this 59 degrees plus 12 degrees is 71 degrees. So 12 seconds before this gets to 71 degrees, I'm going to burn. Am I flying from the seat of my pants or what? That's what I'm doing. 71 degrees. If this works, I'm going to be stunned. Okay, lock that on prograde. Give me my orbital info. I want my apoapsis. I got to remember 172.6. I'm ignoring this time to burn. I don't care. I'm just going to lock on prograde right here. Okay. I want this to be 72, but 12 seconds ahead of being 72. That's a little bit trickier, isn't it? And I'm sure I'm being 100% confusing. And if it works, it works. And if it doesn't, it doesn't. Okay, that's 74. Let's put that on prograde. Punch it. There we go. We're off. For good or ill, we're off. So I'm going until this is 672.6 kilometers. Completely ignoring the maneuver node. .6. I went a little bit too far. Let's turn down that thrust limiter, flip around into retrograde, completely ignore this. Oh, I got some mighty reaction wheels in there. That's good. Okay. So, now let's go into the second part of this. So again, I want to be off by a little bit. So the fact that these maneuver nodes are a little off, that's exactly what I want, because I don't want to rendezvous with this. And then up here, I need to create an orbit that has a period that is 3/4 of what my final period was going to be. Now this is why I made this, the period of this satellite, a nice number. It was 80 minutes, did that right at the very beginning of the video. So 3/4 of 80 is 60 minutes, and what's really nice with the stock game is if you have the maneuver nodes selected with the stock tools that are down here at the bottom, with the maneuver nodes, this is telling me what the period is of my resulting orbit. So I don't have to actually, right, I want this to be an hour. So this should be just 1 hour and 0 seconds right there. That's not the period that's being given up here. That's giving my current period. Oh, I do have, oh my gosh, getting back in, oh no, you know what, I'm good. And according to my calculations, that periapsis should be around 228.5. 228.8, that's pretty good. All right, so now we need to get up there and just perform that maneuver, get our period up to the right thing, and then we're going to be dropping satellites, and then we're going to be doing all kinds of fun. So let's do that. So, actually, yes, I know what we're going to do. Let's get up there. The first thing we're going to do is drop a satellite. Then we're going to do the maneuver. Oh boy, lots of things. There's only a lot of things happening all around the same time. A lot of things happening all around the same time. And I'm sure there's stuff going on in the chat about my sketchy math. But I am sort of concentrating. Well, I guess I could let this go. What's going on chat here? No, actually, I want this to be, yes, set to retrograde. That's right. For now. Yeah. So what we're going to do is I'm going to make this burn. But before I make this burn, I want to drop a satellite. Ooh, maybe I don't though. No, because I don't know if this satellite has the ability to do the circularization. I probably didn't put enough. No, we're gonna do this burn. I was gonna drop this satellite first, then do the burn into this higher orbit, but I don't know if I gave enough delta V for the satellite to this top satellite to. I might not have. So we're gonna go around prograde again. Ooh, here comes my phase angle. If this phase angle gets to be 12.5 degrees when I'm up to do this burn, I'm going to be a happy camper because that's what I was shooting for. Okay, I'm going to get this all ready to go. Put this on the maneuver node. We're going to have a lot of things happening really quick. Look at this phase angle, 12.2 degrees. I'm still about 2 minutes away. I think that I did that all pretty good. I think I'm pretty happy. I wanted it to be, oh, did I say 12? 22 and a half. That's why that's coming up. Don't you mean 22 and a half, says Dino in the chat? Yeah, I messed that up. So my thought process was right. My arithmetic sucks. Not much I can do about that now. So I was thinking right. See, 12 and a half degrees, but this should be 22 and a half. Oh, well. Oh, well. None of this is critical. This is all just about the aesthetics of when this thing is up here. But maybe I'll shuffle around the satellites when this is all said and done and pretend I did it right. Okay, so I'm going to do this burn, and then we're going to drop a satellite. That's the whole plan. And what I'm really looking at with this burn is this period. Actually, I can look at Kerbal Engineer. It gives me the period to like 1,000th of a second, which I'll obviously never ever do. Oh, just a second. My thrust limiter is really low. That would be dumb. There we go. I knew something didn't look right. Let's get a little closer. Well, now I can just lock into prograde. Okay, start a little early, just don't go to full thrust. And again, it's that orbital period I'm really looking at. I want it to be 60 minutes. And I'm looking at Kerbal Engineer up there at the top. Good, okay. We're going to turn this thrust limiter way down. Do it the rest of the way here. So 58 seconds. 59 seconds. And 60. There we go. Within 1/10 of a second, that is exactly an hour. So now we got to go out to here, aim our camera out this way. We got to circularize, drop and circularize this first satellite. Aim camera, here we go. So we're going to want to extend these solar panels. We're going to want to extend this antenna. We're going to want to decouple. We want to control from here. Oh, I don't have that switch to there. I just had the camera aimed up here. Control from here. Where's our control from here? Command. Control from here. Oh, of course, now I have it. Dope. And let's see here. Activate our engine. Maybe I should have given a little bit of... There we go. I don't know why that shroud is still there. I don't like that. There it goes. It's good. It's good. It's good. Okay. So now this guy wants to get up to an orbital period of 80 minutes. So we'll say goodbye to you. up you go. I know it's not quite the perfect time to do this because we're a little bit past, but that's okay. Not a lot of thrust on this little engine. Yoicks. Okay. Okay, reduce throttle. I'm going to even perfectify this just a little bit more by turning that throttle way down, swinging this around to retrograde. I went 0.2 of a second over, so we're just going to back off a little bit. There we go. That's beautiful. There's only so far you're willing to take this. Okay, so that is that satellite. It should be ready to go. We should be able to turn on. The infrared telescope is already on, so it's doing its thing. I'm probably way too far away from that other vehicle. I am. Is this my fella? Yes. So we're going to switch to... Actually, yeah, we'll just... Before I do that, I don't want all these to have the same name, so let's rename this. Infra probe. This is the Infra B. This is now the C. Actually, this one can be the B, and then the final, and the next one can be the C, and the first one. Yeah, that's making more sense. Okay, so switch to you. Wait to get to our other vessel here. Here we are. This should hopefully now make some sense to what's going to happen here. We'll turn off. Unset that as a target. This is us. Let's set this one as a target so we can keep seeing it. We'll turn that off. So now what's happening is the satellite we just dropped is in an 80-minute orbit. We should be in a 60-minute orbit. We still are. So what's going to happen is, because 60 is 3/4 of 80, as we go around Kerbin here, that we should end up exactly a 1/4 orbit ahead of this guy. So we're picking up some speed. Actually, we'll be 3/4 of an orbit ahead, but you know, it all kind of works. So now we're coming up to here. Actually, no, we're going to be a 1/4 orbit ahead. You see how this is working? I'm going to stop a few minutes before we get to apoapsis, so you can see how this is working now. This should be now a 1/4 orbit here, and then we're going to drop another satellite. We're going to put it in its orbit. This guy's just going to keep riding around and dropping satellites. That's all it needs to do. We're a few minutes away from apoapsis, so let's get ready to drop our next one. And this should now go with a lot less rigmarole. So we're going to deploy this satellite here, or this antenna, extend that. I think I'm not going to do the solar panels just yet because I'm a little bit nervous with the whole getting it out of this thing. So keeping it approximately pointing prograde is good because that's the direction I want to go. So we're going to decouple this. Okay. And now I should be able to, I think I'm still on the main thing, tilt this towards the north. Whoa, 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 that's the wrong one. How did I end up on you? I went on you. Tilt this towards the north, and now I can free you. Be free! Be free! I wasn't on the vehicle I thought I was. Now I can go back to this one. Now I'll extend these. Extend. Extend. Okay, and now we just got to get ready to put this fella into its orbit. We're still a couple of minutes from apoapsis. Actually, what I can do, let's use my KOS script. Run circ at apo. Let's start making this more efficient here. Oh, okay. So I'm in the wrong switch to 0 for some reason. Okay. Run circ at apo. It's not finding the program. I don't think my boot file did what I thought it should. Okay. Activate this engine. Run Xman. Now this might be a little bit off here. Let's turn this off. Might not be quite the period I want. Again, I want an 80-minute period because I just got, but it should be really close, and then we'll just tweak it. I got to get my programs to do something right here. So the reason why it had the trouble there is I thought that second boot file copied programs like this into this hard drive, but clearly it did not. So I had to switch to the main drive. There we go. Bye-bye. We'll see how close this gets to 80 minutes, an hour and 10 minutes. And you can see how this works, and then it's going around again. Drop the next one, drop the next one, and all of these, this should be pretty much... Oh, I can't see the other satellite now. Oh, there's too many satellites. This is the one we're talking about. That's A. There's B. This is a quarter of an orbit? I think so. Well, here, I just set the phase angle. The phase angle is 274. That's a little disappointing. Oh, well. It should be 270. Oh, I think I know maybe why. I don't know. I think I know why. Might go back and fix it. What time is that? No. I know why that happened. It's because I started my burn at a crappy time. It's slightly elliptical. I got a slightly elliptical burn. Look at that, 120.01. Tiny, tiny little bit overdid. But we will turn this around. Go like that. Bring this down to a little bit more. 1 hour, 20 minutes, and 0.001 seconds. You're not going to get any better than that. This, again, should be running already the infrared telescope and sending us data. And we're going to rename you. Where's your rename thing? Command. This is now the C. Guess what my next one's going to be called? Yep. I know, yes, I see what's happened here. I'm going to switch back to my target just quickly and explain why my phase angle's a little bit off. 273 or 274 rather than 270. And the reason is because I began this guy's orbital insertion. Ooh, he's only got 26 meters per second left. I got to be a little careful. But began this guy's orbital insertion a little late after apoapsis and just burned till my period was right. And what that means is, if I turn all this off, is that this orbit is slightly eccentric from what it should be. See that? The apoapsis is too high and the period in the periapsis is too low. I can fix that with a burn. It would have to be right around here. that's radial, I'm a little bit concerned. See how that's bringing down the periapsis and bringing down the apoapsis, making this more circular. But I don't have the fuel for it. So we're going to have to just live with that. That's too bad. Don't have the fuel to fix it. That's what it is. Okay, so life is full of disappointments. Let's get back onto our main vehicle. Which is you. So I'll switch to you. A lot going on in the chat, but it's hard to kind of concentrate on what's going on here and what's going on in the chat. Yeah. I actually like, there's a comment about adding in, but I actually do try and minimize in this stream the number of non-stock parts. That's done deliberately. I have Restock installed, which really does do a great job of filling in the gaps, but then not a lot of other non-stock parts, and I kind of prefer it that way. It's sort of done intentionally. We're gonna have to go around again and get drop another satellite. That's done rather intentionally, because I like to build things that other people can look at and sort of say, I can do that. I can do that. I don't get into a huge number of other part mods, at least for this stream. Okay, we're coming up towards our apoapsis again. We're going to repeat. We're about 3 minutes away. Okay, we are going to drop this fella. So extend that antenna. Decouple. And again, tilt towards the south here, and yeah, there we go. Now I got the right one. Let's roll so I don't hit the solar panels. Whoops. Whoa, 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 whoa. There we go. Okay, and switch over to the other fella. Here we go. Activate this engine. Extend the solar panels. Again. KOS. So many probe cores. So I'm just curious, what programs are in here? None. Okay. Did not. Okay, I gotta look at my boot files. Switch to 0. 0 is the archive, which is your computer, which has all the programs you've written. So that's always the defaults to go back there. Run, what am I doing at? Circat. Apo. Okay. And run. There we go. So we're about to say goodbye. Whoop. Little close. Should be okay. All right, and let's time warp a little bit here. Whoa, whoa, we're gonna be close. They're drifting together. I should have given it a little puff away before I threw it to the automation, but I'm thinking it's gonna be okay. It's a very tiny engine. Not a lot of heat coming off of there. 2, 1, go. Bye-bye. That wasn't very professional. Okay. So we got one more to drop. And then we'll deorbit this. That guy should have enough left to deorbit once it's done its last vessel. Or its last, yeah, dropped its last satellite. And then in the interim, I'll drop another 4. And then there'll be 9 of them up here, all collecting that sweet, sweet infrared telescope science. Which will still run for a few years, but hopefully during those few years it's giving me a steady stream of science for pretty much nothing. And I was hoping to get into my moon thing, but clearly that's not going to happen this week, but it will happen. That's going to be what we start with next week, is my moon asteroid base. Okay, just got to correct again, just knock off 0.2 of a second. That's good enough. Okay, that is that one. And again, so many. Oh wait, I got to rename you. I've done, that was A, B, C. This one's D. I hate it when it says just like probe. That always bugs me. OKTO 5D. Accept that. Okay, and switch to you. Put it here again for solar panel purposes. We got one more satellite left to drop. And then that's the end of the story. So I know there's a lot of junk going on here, but hopefully, maybe if I go here, let's unselect that target. Can I do that from here? No. Oh, that one's, what's the target now? Unset target, there we go. So we're getting, if you can see, ignore this one. That's just a piece of nonsense. So we got this guy going around to do one more pass. It should fall right into the nice space between this satellite and this satellite. We have this one, which is unfortunately, oh no, it's this one that's in a bad orbit. A little bit there. So the orbits are a little messy. Oh, no more electricity on roadmate 1. I really don't care. But hopefully people can sort of see. I got 5 satellites here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I want to put in 1, 2, 3, 4 more. But I'll do that between the streams, not right now. Okay, let's see here. We're going to extend this antenna. We're going to, oh, I cannot lower those solar panels. So I'm a little bit, oh, it'll be what it'll be. Let's make sure I'm controlling from here. Okay, we're going to detach. And then we're going to move this fella to the south so we can sneak you out. This is the one I was worried about. So I got, okay, it's going to go that way. I'm perfectly fine with it going that way too. I think there was some clipping going on there. But honestly, I'm going to go with it. I don't care. It's out. That's all that matters. Here we are. Hello, fella. You're good. Activate the engine. Again, we'll get KOS to do the orbital insertion part here. All right, and this is off. And then once this one is inserted, we'll deorbit this. And it should have enough fuel left, especially now that it's gotten rid of all the weight of all of those satellites. Yeah, that's the whole point of this. I'm seeing the point in the chat is left to its own devices. One of these takes, probably still says it here. Auto data, infrared telescope. It's collecting it, and this fella, at the rate at which it's doing it, does it say here? Running. It'll take over 82 years to do it, but with 9 of them, well, that's now less than 10 years. That's the best that I'm going to do. I don't think it's great, but it is what it is. If I had a faster antenna, it would be able to do it faster, but unfortunately, I do not have a faster antenna. So this is my way around trying to bring that number down to something reasonable. Oh, talking about having it so there's always two seeing the same. I don't think where these things are pointed makes any difference. I am more than happy. To be honest, there'll always be, because there's going to be 8 of them, there'll always be a few of them that are more or less on the same side of Kerbin. I'm happy with that. You can pretend that the telescopes can all point the same way. Yeah, it's I am using very much a strategy with relay satellites. Unfortunately, I messed up with, first of all, not carrying a 10. So these two are too close together. And also, this orbit, this one here, is in a bad orbit. And I don't have the delta V to fix it. The other one should be actually in pretty decent orbits. But this one's in a stinky orbit. Okay, and we're renaming this one. I believe this one would be the E. Accept. Close that. That's done. How did my period come out? It is 0.3 of a second off. Again, over. I gotta be honest, just by throwing that at KOS that it comes as close as it does, I'm kind of impressed. But we will just take a little off of that. That period is close to, there we go, 0.003 of a second off from 80 minutes. I think that will be fine. That is that. So that is it for our insertions for today. And I want to get back and just deorbit this guy who's done a great job. So this guy has done a great job dropping all 4 of them. Again, between the 2 streams, I'm going to launch another one and put up 4 more. So there'll be a total of 9. But for now, this one's job is done. We're simply going to burn in a retrograde direction. Put that thrust limiter up. Get our periapsis down into Kerbin. So we don't have to look at that anymore. There we go. This one is on its way to its demise. But we do have 1, 2, 3, 4, and there's a 5th one over here. And ignore you. I should delete that one. I know it's garbage anyway. But I think with that, though, I'm going to be drawing this stream to a close. I'm sorry that it turned into a little bit more of an exercise that I was originally anticipating. I guess that really shouldn't be all too surprising given my history. I usually don't get done as much as I hope to get done.